Hi there, welcome to my channel. Thanks for clicking on my video. Today we're going to make mug couple. So this is a reference image we're going to create. So I lock this image, so accidentally when I'm modeling I don't want to click on image. Here I take cylinder. I'm going to adjust this cylinder to my shape with reference image. Now I'm going to vertex mode and trying to adjust vertices. After doing this, I'm going to extrude faces. So after vertices mode, I'm going to select faces and then I'm going to extrude this bottom faces and going to again adjust this with reference image, some vertices. So I'm going to repeat this process few times, going to extrude and then again trying to adjust vertices with reference image. So hitting after adjust these vertices, I'm going to select again bottom faces here. Now I'm going to hit G on keyboard because that was my last command I have done. Hitting G, repeat last command you have done. So I'm going to repeat this process few times. Each time I'm trying to follow this flow with reference image. We are going to repeat this process. We're almost done with bottom. I'm extruding again. I'm selecting vertex on middle part and trying to pull down later. Now we are going to work with top vertices. So I select those vertices and going to extrude them. And we are going to do same thing like we done in bottom, extruding face, hitting G on keyboard, repeating this command, and then trying to adjust these edges and vertices with reference image. This part I find it a bit uneven, so I'm trying to match that part. Now again we are going to work with top. Because that top part have a different shape, so we are going to first extrude outside few times. One time extrude outside, then not changing path, trying to make round shape. Again I'm going to extrude this. And now we are going to extrude inside, repeating few times. Now I'm working inside. Extrude again and pulling down inside pieces. And we are almost done. I'm going to delete these faces, and now I'm working on edges inside. Scale them outward so I can have some kind of round shape here. I'm going to delete this edge with shift, selecting edges, pressing shift you have that option. Now I'm going to add few edges on those areas it's need. Now we are going to make handle. So here I am taking polygon cube. Like monk, same way I'm going to make this cup handle with extruding and adding edges where this handle part needed. Also following reference image. Now I'm going to add few edges. Scaling them outside. I'm selecting top. Now I'm selecting those vertices, trying to give a round shape. Hit 3 on keyboard. We enter in soft mode, so I have more idea. Pulling outside those edges. Also going to add few new edge on middle. selecting those faces. And now I'm going to extrude again, and I'm going to repeating same thing, same process here. While modeling, I'm just look at reference image, trying to figure out shape and flow. Trying to adjust those vertices with shape. Hit F. For focus, we need to hit F. Extruding again, also trying to adjust these vertices. I'm going to repeat this process over again, trying to follow reference image. And here we almost done with cup handle modeling. I hit 3 on keyboard, enter in smooth mode, and I need to do some tweaking, so I'm going to select these edges and pulling them outside. Now again select this side of edges and going to pull them outside. Now I'm entering object mode, and we are almost done with mug. Modeling. I'm trying to just moving this cup handle a little bit lower. Hit B. After selecting vertices, hit B. You have this smooth selection option. You can also change smooth selection size with B. And selecting again to hit B, you can enter and also enter in smooth selection. Also you can undo that option with selecting B, and here I combine this object. Now I'm going to export OBJ. I have done once, so that's why they asked me if I want to replace. Here I select edit, I import this OBJ, and now I'm increasing geometry. Delete this geometry and going to Dynamesh. So handle and handle with cup get merged. With pressing shift, I move my tablet pen here. I'm using Wacom 1 by Wacom tablet here. So after done with dynamis and smooth out that part, we are going to remesh. So it decrease geometry point. You can see that we have active point so much, 37,000 active point turn into 5,865. Again I'm going to pressing shift and decrease shift. Pressing shift and then decrease that smooth intensity, and we are almost done. I'm trying to see how it look with so much geometry point. So again undo with Ctrl Z, and now I'm going to export this OBJ. So here I export with new name, and in Maya I'm going to hide this object and going to drag that OBJ into my scene. I'm going to delete this inside edges faces. So I'm selecting these faces with shift and delete. Again pressing shift, and it's going to select all faces which I don't need. And now we are going to UV unwrapping after deleting history. So here I am selecting cylinder UV unwrapping. Because after done with painting and all things, I want to export those map. For this I need to UV unwrap this model before working anything else. So if you unwrap that model and you work on this and you want to those map export, you can able to do that. That's why I'm here unwrapping, selecting those edges, and I cut those edges from the mug model to mug UV to that handle UV. Now I'm selecting this UV cell, and with shift I have this option, pressing shift with mouse. So I unwrap this mug part. Now I'm going to work on this handle part unwrapping. So selecting these edges and cutting. Now I'm going to selecting UV cell and unwrapping. Now I'm selecting UV. Why UV? Because I don't want to affect that other part. With shift, pressing shift, you have this option. Again I'm selecting that part. I want to unfold. UV. Now I'm moving those UV. So I can have little bit unwrapping, unfold that part. As you can see, that unfold that part. I'm going to repeat that same thing over again. Moving so I seen now I can't change my thing more, so I'm also again moving this UV, and now I'm going to unfold, so it's going to unwrap more, as you can see on screen. Again I'm going to repeat same thing, so it helps me unfold that part. Pressing shift with mouse, you're going to have that option, so repeat those. We are almost done with UV unwrapping with Mog model. Now it's little part left to unwrap. And we're done here unwrapping, so I'm going to arrange one layer this to unwrap UV cell, so selecting those two, and I'm going to arrange and layout along, so it's arranged, little part going outside, so I'm scaling. Inside, and yes, we almost done here with UV unwrapping. Now we're done with UV unwrapping, so I'm going to again export this object and import in GBrush. So I'm dragging object and then edit, or you can hit T on keyboard. I duplicate this mug if I need a spare. If I made any mistake, then it will help me. So many times I just duplicate that object. Some divide that geometry point. So now I have duplicate this object. Now I select one and make it visible. So I'm moving this. Now we are going to import image. For reference we need that image. So in texture I add spotlight. You can move image and change size and all. Spotlight projection I make turn off. So now we are going to work on that smile and eyes. I'm decreasing size of brush, and now I'm going to select Dim standard brush. At moment I was working something, so sometime you see the screen pause. So we are going to make first smile. So I'm going to draw smile first, increasing geometry. Sometimes it's done in first stroke, sometimes you need to draw over and over again to have a fine line. Again I'm trying to drawing smile. Now pressing Control, I am drawing this mask. So by pressing Control you can draw mask on object. Control Z undo. It's same for I think every software. For undo you have to press Control Z. You can draw mask or you can download alpha from online. So we are almost done with drawing alpha. With mask, sorry. Now I'm making mask sharp. Make them sharp again. An inverse mask. Now I'm going to select move tool, selecting on lock part so I can move this. Properly. Then again locked, and now I'm going to move inside. With shift you can have a proper view when you're moving, and if you hit shift you have proper view, like right, left, top, bottom. So I'm now pressing shift with lower intensity, smooth that part. With pitching brush I'm going to sharp that edges. I'm trying to move it a bit in different direction and clear mask. Again smoothing those edges. With pressing shift, and now I'm pinching using pinch brush. Now we are going to color, so color this mug or cup, you can say whatever you want. So in polypent color right, select that, then select pressing Z, we are going to select color. So I'm changing material here, and then I selected this color. So many times you have directly color like this. Then when you start painting, start painting out again. So if you selected color and your object on that color, still trying to color. So I'm almost done with main color here. Now I'm going to move, and with shift I'm entering this kind of views. Press shift and enter in front views. Now I'm zooming this object with hitting Z, so my spotlight get activate. Hitting Z and I'm moving that, so I can choose that color. And again I'm hitting Z, so I can enter on object mode from spotlight. So with my pen I am drawing this. I'm using Wacom 1 by Wacom pen tablet and I'm drawing this. And we are done with coloring this cup. And I lost that iPad, so you are going to have that in zip. In multi-map exporter I select this, and because we done UV unwrapping before we do this work, so I able to have that all maps. Now we are going to work on second mug. So that mug I have duplicate, we are going to work on that mug. So here I rotate and again I am going to draw. Using Damien standard, and now I'm going to draw eyes and mouth, that smiling eyes and mouth. So I'm going to trying to draw few times until I feeling satisfied with that line, and you can undo by Ctrl Z. Now we are done with mouth, so we're going to work on eyes. So I'm going to draw the small eyes. After I'm done with drawing guys, we are going to again do painting color things on this mug, like we done that red one. With pinch brush, you can do this. I'm going to provide that as fbx or obj file in folder with reference image and texture images, and that those file link will be in description. I'm going to share link. So now I'm going to color this mug or cup. So in polypaint, selecting colorizes and then select skin shader, material, standard brush, hitting Z. I'm selecting color from images. You have to drag that one to select. You have to check before drawing color that your G8 sub was not active. Now I'm making for concept small and hitting Z and choosing color, again hitting Z, entering object mode and drawing that, coloring those eyes and mouth. And now I'm going to add, correcting this, going to add pink plus. So hitting Z on keyboard, selecting color, and now changing drop size and shift focal line size. I'm giving plus. On a cup. There's little bit plus on your handle as well. And also I'm going to export all the maps along with obj. It's export all map and obj of small size. So here I drag that obj inside my scene and given material bound. Now going to selecting image, texture image, smoothing object, also dragging that heart shape, red mug, smoothing this object. I'm doing same, using same material and choose texture file. Sorry for that I lost that footage, so I'm going to give you obj or a bx file. Now we are going to make that hot chocolate part. Inside that cup we having, so I take on this pair, going to delete half faces, and with object mode here I'm going to move inside, also going to scale down, we are here in one mode. I'm hitting 3, so we are now in smooth mode. I'm going to duplicate, so Control D, so I'm Control D with Control D. We have this duplicate object, doing same thing. We will be unwrapping. Delete history. I take on plane. Now we are going to use this image, planar mapping on Y. I'm going to apply same texture on second part. Now we are going to heart cookies. So I take a cube, drag that object one time, then hit T or either select edit. So I'm trying to import alpha here, make poly mesh 3D model. I'm going to increase geometry. So pressing control, I actually here apply that on brush, but we have to use this in, we want to use this in masking. So with pressing control, you have to import alpha and change brush to drag. So I'm dragging alpha by pressing control, and I'm going to have sharp this mask, and we are going to inside subtool extract, and I'm checking thickness of this shape. So you can check by extracts until you accept. You can check thickness. So I accept that. I'm going to delete that cube. So we have here heart, and we are going to do same thing. We are going to repeat same thing on heart after scaling from side. Now I'm going to do same thing, pressing control and then importing same alpha brush if you don't have. If you have, I'm going to provide this alpha image inside folder, and link will be in description, so don't worry about it. This cookie have a middle part, also heart shape, that red gem part. So sharpening that mask again in subtool, extract that part. After I'm satisfied with thickness, I'm going to extract and then accept. So we have object, selecting and clearing mask on both object. We don't need both side heart, we having heart on both side. So I'm going to delete that hard part. So first of all, I'm trying to do remeshing to decrease active point here. So middle heart and main heart shape both now remeshed, active point decrease. Now I'm going to delete back side of heart. So I'm going to with control mask. First of all, with control I'm going to off this alpha, and with control I mask that part. In visibility, hide mask part, and then in geometry modify topology, you delete that hidden part. So now we are having this one heart. And now I'm going to duplicate both object and then merge both object. Somehow I need to look reference image, so I input. Make sure your spotlight projection off, otherwise you won't able to do anything on your object. So I'm using active symmetry, and now I'm going to smooth out those edges with pressing shift intensity. I have lower intensity, as you can see. With pressing shift, Z intensity was lower, and I'm smoothing out these edges. On both sides. About to moving that part, middle part, then I decide to not move. So I have done undo with control Z. Now I'm going to duplicate both these object. So select object and duplicate. Again select object and duplicate. Now I'm going to hide and make them two visible. And now we are going to merge. So merge visible And now in insert, you have this merge extract. Don't need those duplicate one, so I'm going to maybe delete those duplicate objects, and we have this merge. And I'm going to dynamize, so both object merge properly, and then gRemess. And here we have our cookie ready, so I'm going to export this. It has a 6020 active point. With same time smoothing those edges. If I like result, I'm trying to do that. And now I'm exporting. First I'm saving this file. Maybe I'm just forgetting to save file. So it's a good thing to save time to time your file, otherwise things happen and you'll lose your work. So I'm exporting obj. So in scene, I'm going to drag that obj inside my Maya scene, and we are going to UV unwrap like we have done on those cup. Center pivot view. And now I'm going to unwrap with the automatic plan, and we are going to export this cookie model. I'm going to export this model. Inside ZBrush, we're going to texture. So importing that obj file, drag one time and I click on edit. Make sure polyband colorize was on. So we are going to import images. So I have this fruit jam image. Now we are going to on a spotlight projection. So I select paint option here and I'm making sure it's on everything. Select. I'm going to decrease opacity. Now selecting paint option and hitting G. Z. Again trying to make opacity totally go. Selecting paint on spotlight, hitting Z and trying to draw texture from image on all side, moving my object. I'm saving this file. We done with that fruit jam texture. Now we are going to draw that cookies texture. So we are going to do same thing. Paint. We are going to paint all over with hitting Z. You can enter on spotlight and again hitting Z. We have object mode, and because we select paint, so we can directly draw texture from image. After drawing this texture on this cookie, we are going to same way in G plugin multi-map master. We are going to export all map this texture from GBrush. And thanks for clicking and watching my tutorial. If you like my video and if it's helpful for you, please subscribe my channel and share, like, and support me. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to provide all images file in folder. Link will be in description. Thanks for watching. So we are done here.